And we're back to learning Inkscape, and this time I'm going to show you how to create a binocular icon. At first you need to have the snapping enabled, and I'll just keep the defaults for now. Let us start with the ellipse tool, and I'll hold Ctrl to have a circle. Press Ctrl D to copy it, and I give it a different color. When I size it now down, I hold Shift and Ctrl. Let me make it white, and again I copy the circle pressing Ctrl D. This time I'll make it black and I size it down once more holding Shift and Ctrl. But let me turn down the snapping for now, so that I can position it a little bit better. So we've got 3 circles right now. Make sure that you've got this one active, so the snapping for the center of the object, and now we can create a rectangle from the center position. So it's simply a rectangle on top of the circle. Let me start from the other direction. Let me get rid of the fill by clicking on the X, then I'll hold Shift, click on the black color swatch to give it a stroke. I select the red rectangle and our stroke circle, then use path and cut path. We'll repeat for another quarter of the circle. And this is what we want to have. Go to Object, Fill and Stroke, and make the stroke width on a stroke style a little bit bigger. And give it a round cap. Maybe 20 is a little bit too big. Let me use 18. I double click on it and then I find this plus sign. Make sure that the snapping for the rotation center is also active, and then you can reposition it to the center of the white circle, and now you can rotate this line within the circle. So that's what we want. Well, let me go down to 16 for the width, and I use the arrow keys a little bit inwards, maybe like 5 to 10 steps. When you do that, keep in mind that you have to reposition your rotation center if you still want to rotate it. So double click on it, reposition the plus sign, and now you're good with the rotation again. Let me copy the black circle, Ctrl D once more. I put it to the bottom in the hierarchy and I size it down holding Shift and Ctrl. Maybe to this position. That is a little bit of guesswork, but you definitely want to have it put inwards a little bit, so to the right hand side in this case. Now activate the snapping for paths, so this icon. I'll now use the Bezier tool. It's going to snap to the circle like this. Make it black. Put it to the bottom. The left hand side, that's good, but for the right hand side we need to adjust it a little bit. So use the Bezier tool once more. Let me start right here. Snapping helps us once more, and again give it a fill, and that's fine. I'll select this circle, Ctrl D, let me make it red so that you can see what I've got here. Then I select the black circle again, let me give it a different color. Now I hold Shift and click on the 2 red circles. Path and difference. And I've got this element and I reposition it slightly and I size it down holding Shift and Ctrl. Maybe something like this. This creates a cutout for us on a white background. That looks fine. If you want to use it on a different background, just create a background yourself for this element. Then select it all, Ctrl G to group it, Ctrl D to copy, and then flip it. We have to ungroup this one, Shift Ctrl G, reposition the plus sign, so double click on it, make it snap to the center of the white circle. We need the snapping enabled for that. and now rotate it to the right hand side. We can group all of that, so once again Ctrl G. Now we use another circle. Select it all, go to Object, Align and Distribute, and use this function to put it in center. I turn off the snapping once more and reposition that holding Control. I'll put it to the bottom. And we want to have this line, that looks fine. Select it, Ctrl D to copy, give it a different color. And I'll resize that holding Shift. Put it to the top again. Hold Shift, click on a black element in the background. And then use Path and Difference again. Maybe that was too flat. Let me press Ctrl Z. And I size this one down. And I hold Shift when I do. And again, use the difference function on these two elements. That looks way better. Let us create another circle. I'll hold Control when I create that. It's on top. Let me make it white. I'll size it down. And now I use the alignment function once again, so everything is selected and I can put it in center that way. Afterwards, press Ctrl G on it all, and then you can export it, and you've got your binocular icon created in Inkscape. I hope this video was helpful, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.